Host is Terry Wogan as we link up with Radio 2 to choose a song for Europe.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. There's clearly an audience that doesn't get out much. Good evening. Good evening, loyal friends, and welcome to the first stage of our eternal quest for victory in the Eurovision Song Contest. I speak, of course, of this year's Song for Europe. Yes, it's that time of the year again, our annual waddle on the wild side. Let's not shirk our responsibilities. We have 8 spanking new songs, and it's up to you, the musically discerning licence payers, to use your judgment and skill to select one of them to sally forth to Dublin as the United Kingdom's entry to the 40th Eurovision Song Contest on May the 13th. 40. Seems more, doesn't it? And this year, we boast a change in policy, but courage, Camille. We're not wheeling in Lord Jimmy Young just yet. We're giving you 8 songs from 8 different acts. And the judges have looked for the best songs of all types. And you'll be asked to register your votes for your favourite song at the end of the show. Now, the phone lines will be open between 9 and 10 o'clock. Don't phone before then. But the responsibility doesn't fall to you alone. Reinforcements are at hand in the guise of that fine body of culture-starved men and women, the Radio 2 listener, under the guidance of someone already crazed with drink, somewhere in a dugout in Broadcasting House. Ken Bruce. Okay. It's long been forgotten in the mists of time that this is a songwriting competition. We have, as a roving reporter, a shy and retiring cove. Oh, sadly, no sign of him retiring yet. Jonathan King. And he was smartly dispatched to meet the people we don't usually get the chance to speak to.
The writers and producers for Deuce have had mighty careers in the music business over the years, contributing to the hits of Talk Talk, Howard Jones, Kylie Minogue, Rick Astley, Jason Donovan, Two Thirds and many others. Phil Harding and Ian Curnow have worked together for some time and recently linked up with Rob Keane, who co-wrote East 17's wonderful Stay Another Day.
It was a major thrill, especially when it reached #1 at Christmas. Something very special about a Christmas #1, as I'm sure you're well aware. And that led on to Juice, I Need You, which is a very, very personal song for me about someone who's special. It still is very special. And I think Juice carry it off really well because they're Kitsch Girls classic. They're young, they're vibrant, they're exciting, and they're non-offensive. I think they're going to be extremely big.
We think it's great that 2 of them were at the Brit School and have come through that funding from the music business, you know, and through to the success that we're having with them now.
The nice thing about the technology we have now is that you don't need to necessarily be one of a large number of people to actually make an entire record yourself. The whole composition can come from the head straight through the sequencers and the samplers for one person to make an entire record, like the current generation of dance stuff and jungle stuff. Really putting the composer closer to the creative powers that he's got, you know.
Song number 1, Deuce and I Need You.
Say same to keep you satisfied.
Here. They'll be roaring for every song. That was song number 1 there, I Need You. And as you saw at the foot of your screens, if you want to register your vote for that particular song, the number to dial at the end of the show, not now, will be 0891447701. Now let's welcome one of the song's finest supporters. From East 17, Tony Mortimer. Tony, obviously, the last time we met, is that your mother in the audience? Yeah. The last time we met, you were doing Trojan work along with the rest of the boys for us and Children in Need. And that was a good night.
It gets better and better, doesn't it, every year?
And thank you for all that you did, too. But as a young man, as a successful young singer and performer, I mean, have you always followed the Eurovision Song Contest, or is it something that you kind of look down on a bit?
No, I think it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
Where I lived in Walthamstow, grew up, there was a guy on the opposite road that entered it a couple of years ago, and it sort of, got the
made you feel involved.
Yeah. Made me feel part of it.
Yeah. What about this group? I mean, is it the song you like? Is it?
Yeah, I like the song. I think the song's really good when I heard it.
Yeah.
I think the mix is good. They're young and they're energetic, so that's the good thing. Because visually, it's important nowadays because you hear a song on the radio and you think, I like that song, and then you see it on TV and you think, I'm going to watch that, and if it's not a good performance, so they're young and energetic.
Yeah, well, let's hope it does well.
I hope so.
I mean, they're flinging themselves into it.
I think it's going to be very tough tonight because Britain's getting better and better musically as we're getting on, so it'll be tough, but they should pip it. Yeah, I hope.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Keep the fingers crossed. It's very nice of you to join us.
Thank you very much.
Tony Mortimer.
Thank you.
It's extraordinary how a man who can get on stage with East 17 and knock them dead and never feel nervous can come and sit here with the likes of me and feel nervous. I don't believe it. Onwards and upwards then to the singers and songwriters of song number 2, Spinning Away.
Spinning away, hey.
Paul and Martin have written a beautiful ballad with superb lyrics.
The lyrics for the song started originally with Martin having the concept of spinning away because that suited the rhythmical content. I think we were at the time going to do something with a dance backbeat to it, which in the end didn't work, and we gave up on that entirely. And Martin had some chord ideas for a string part, which became the verse of the song. And from there, I just really built it up around the concept of a school dance when you're 16, 17 years old, and you see some gorgeous young thing across the dance floor. But she's unattainable because everything's unattainable at that age. And then really it evolved. Most of the lyrics, most of the music aren't planned, they just happen. So the song grew from there, and I guess it's a love story in a dance.
Having the same melody line going over different chords, I've always been sort of interested in that. So, I mean, we like the chorus 1, if you like, of the song goes like... Right, it's the same melody line. And then the chorus B and C, if you like, which is the strong rhythmic one, is... It's the same melody going over both things, but obviously rhythmically and chordally it's quite different.
Song number 2, Paul Harris and Spinning Away.
When I saw you, it was love at first sight. Beautiful lady dancing in the light, and she knows how to please you, and she knows how to tease you. Oh, oh. Close against the dancing lady, she smiles and her eyes say baby, and then she's spinning away. all but done. She leans on your shoulder and you whisper you're the one. But you know she won't believe you, and you know she's gonna leave you, and she's spinning away. Hey, she's spinning away. Oh, she's spinning away. Hey, she's spinning away. Oh, she's spinning away. She's spinning away. Ah, she's spinning away.
Okay, if you want to cast your vote for song number 2, Spinning Away, the telephone number to call will be 0891 447702. You're beginning to get the hang of it, aren't you? The lines won't open until the end of the program. Now, here's one of Spinning Away's finest, most enthusiastic supporters, Bruno Brooks. Now, Bruno, you've been a highly successful disc jockey for a long time and therefore involved more at the sharper end of pop. Have you had an interest in the Song for Europe or the Eurovision, or are you just lowering yourself to be with us?
Well, there are not many. No, I'm certainly not doing that. There are not so many Eurovision songs that have made the top 40, but I have had an interest. In fact, I went to the finals in Rome. I thought it was fantastic, a great event. And I think it's a good way of pulling music together on a European basis. I particularly like the show this year because it's diversifying just a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's getting more into the pop stream, although that was more of a traditional song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, can a quality performer in a song like Slipping Away, can that pull in votes, supposing it were to win, in the Eurovision Song Contest?
Oh, absolutely, because it is the traditional song. It's that traditional, I saw her standing or dancing on the dance floor and I fell in love at first sight. You know, and everyone can relate to that. In fact, that's how I met my wife. Hey, so I can relate to that. And it was very popular in the audience. So you liked it, didn't you? Yeah. You liked it. I mean, they did. I'm not hyping it up or anything, Terry.
None of your demagoguery here. Yeah.
But no, that's the reason why it stands a good chance, not only on this show tonight, but I think also in Europe, because it's what people like about the Eurovision in some ways.
We'll see when the scoring comes up at the end. Thank you. Bruno Brooks.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Terry.
Relentlessly on, then, to the singers and songwriters of song number 3, I'm Just Your Puppet on a String.
The title, I'm Just Your Puppet on a String, seems vaguely familiar.
Well, Jonathan, the fact is that I'm Just Your Puppet on a String is a coincidence insofar as being related to anything previous to it. It was written as a fun track, and it made us laugh when we wrote it. We hope it'll make people laugh when they hear it. So that's basically what it's about.
The music scene is very interesting today. It's rather, it's like looking at a whole kaleidoscope of colors, really. So many different things. There's rap music, there is jungle, there's what have you. And there's so much to choose from.
Our backgrounds in London are very different. I'm English. Jimmy Helms was raised in America, Florida.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Jimmy Chambers is from Trinidad. So, as children, teenagers, we grew up listening to very different music. Punk, classical, jazz, soca, anything that's really good. The one thing that links the three of us up is the fact that we all have an open ear to anything that's really good, whether it's an ABBA track, or whether it's a Bobby Womack track, or whether it's a new jungle track.
I think Duke Ellington said it better than anybody did ever about music. He says there's really only two kinds of music. It's good music and crap.
Song number 3, London Beat, and I'm Just Your Puppet on a String.
I'm just your puppet on a string. They do things
sometimes, I may come into being. I just wanna satisfy yourself.
We're getting old tonight. Song number 3. I'm Just Your Puppet on a String. And the number to dial if you want to vote for song number 3 will be 0891 447703. But don't touch that phone yet. I'll let you know when it's time to reach for the old phone and make the vital call. And now supporting I'm Just Your Puppet on a String, one of the heroes of British pop music, Ian Jury. Well, if they get that at the Eurovision Song Contest, it's something they won't have seen a lot before.
At all before.
At all before. Just before we talk about that and your endorsement of it, would you ever write a song for the Song for Europe? Or for
Yeah,
Eurovision?
if I could do a funky one like that, I would, yeah. For sure.
And would you perform on the Eurovision Song Contest?
Absolutely, yeah. Of course I would, yeah.
Well, what do you like about this? What's
All right,
not to like?
first and foremost, I'm here because my mate Jimmy Helms and Jimmy Chambers, I think, are two of the greatest singers in Britain, or Europe, or the world. And it's a great track. And it's, you know, it's got that little reference to Sandy, Sweetheart, Sure.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm here because I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. Thank you for coming. Ian Jury. And on to the singer and songwriters of song number 4, Go for the Heart.
Samantha Fox is just starting a new career as a songwriter.
When did we first met? About, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
In the days of Touch Me, and I needed to put a band together really quick, and John came into the studio. He's like one of he was the bass player auditioning.
I was a really quick bass player, so.
And I said he had eyes like Mel Gibson. I don't know now, 8 years later. No. And, but yeah, about 8 years, and we started writing. We went on the road to America for about 6 months, and we wrote on a little port studio and acoustic guitar. The lyric is, I'm washing my hands of this love affair, but it weren't particularly about a guy or a girl. It was about a love affair with a rock and roll life.
It wasn't meant to be a pop song, a ballad, or anything else. We just wrote down a good lyric which we meant, and we came up with a melody. And it's funny how it's kind of turned out, because it was never meant to kind of come this way, really.
No, like the title says, it will go for the heart. I think a lot of people, they don't listen to their heart. They're all too busy listening to other people. And sometimes you've got to go in your own gut reaction about something. My earliest influences were, as far as songwriters and musicians were concerned, was Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac, Joni Mitchell, and lately Annie Lennox. I think what she's done in the last couple of years is just fantastic. And there's no men in there, is there? John. I think John is probably one
I'm
of
a big influence on
Big influence on me.
Song number 4, Socks, and Go for the Heart. was song number 4, Go for the Heart. And as you saw, the number for your vote will be 0891 447704. Here's Richie and Robbie and Lee from Let Loose, 3 of Go for the Heart's strongest supporters. Welcome, fellas. Thank you. I saw you jumping about with ill-concealed enthusiasm throughout that. Richie, what particularly is good about that?
Well, it's a fantastic song, obviously. But something that's very, very important when we write our song, it's very, very important that the lyric can actually translate into loads and loads of different languages. And Go for the Heart can be understood, you know, whether you're in Greece, anywhere, it can be understood very, very easily. So that's why I think it's going to be successful.
Excellent. And Robbie, you came on because you'd polished the boots, especially. Was this for the show, or for your mother, or?
It was for the show, because the show's been changed around, and it's really a lot trendier now. It's got more vibe. I decided to clean my shoes. I've been wearing them for 3 years on the road, first time. So.
Yeah, you don't feel in any way it detracts from your street credibility to be supporting the song for Europe and the Eurovision Song?
I don't know how much credibility I've got anyway, but
not at all.
You know,
no, not at all. If their songs are good, then we'll support them. And all the songs this year are very good. They're good other years as well, but this year, it's very good.
How do you feel about this song? Do you think it has a chance of winning tonight? Obviously.
I really, really do, yeah. I mean, I think, as Richie says, it's a universal lyric, which is really important. Sam's a Londoner, so that's also important.
We met Sam, before. Yeah, about 6 years ago, when we started out rehearsing. She was rehearsing for a world tour.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she remembers us, but she came in, said hello, and sat there for about 20 minutes listening, so it's good to see.
She's got a really good voice as well, so I think she carries it off.
And she wrote, and something that's very important, she actually wrote the song as well, which is good.
Good. Thank you for coming in, fellas, because I know you're very busy and you have to hop off quickly to Dublin. Yeah. Safe journey. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Let Loose. Go onwards to the composers of song number 5. Then there's a knock at the door.
Then there's a knock at the door.
FFF's recent London gig was attended by hundreds of fans of different types of music.
The lyrics of the song about this poor young girl sat there waiting for the phone to ring. And I don't want to give all the secrets away, though. She's waiting for the phone to ring and nothing happens, and she's really getting depressed and depressed and depressed. And then she cries all night. And then there's a knock at the door.
Ooh, what will happen next?
Trying to forget.
I mean, normally the songs that we write, we record. But to have the songs that we've written recorded by other people is always very interesting and very gratifying as well. There's always a different slant on the song that probably we never would have thought of, and certainly that's happened in this case.
We had a period through the late 80s where people were actually just adhering to trends. They weren't actually thinking about the songs they were writing. But a lot of the bands who came through that era are actually now turning out to be some of the best songwriters that we've got, particularly in an alternative genre, which are now crossing over to the mainstream. You've got the likes of Blur and the Boo Radleys, who started off just being mainly genre-led. I mean, they were like either shoegazing bands or baggy bands, but these bands now are turning out to be the best British pop bands I think we've had for a very long time.
Song number 5, FFF, and Then There's a Knock at the Door.
She's sitting there by the phone, but no one ever calls. Another tear falls down on the pages lying there. She thought he would came. Now he's gone and told her that he doesn't want to see her anymore. Now she don't know what to do with the time on her hands. It seems like yesterday when he was sure to stay, teaching her things that she'd never known, and how she'd never be alone. Now he's gone and left her, there is nothing that can matter, so the only thing that she can do is cry all night. She don't feel right. Smoking cigarettes, trying to forget. All she feels is emptiness, and all she has is loneliness and pain. As the night closes in, she pulls the curtains to wonders what to do. Now even though she knows she's free, sleep doesn't come so easy. It's a pity that you never ever know your love is lost, but she's the one who has it. Brown eyes, she don't feel right. So cigarettes, trying to forget. Brown eyes, 'cause you don't feel right. Cigarettes, trying to forget. But all she feels is emptiness, and all she has is loneliness and pain. Can't wake up, got to go.
Song number 5 there, then there's a knock at the door, and the number to ring to cast your vote for song number 5 is 0891 447705. And to support that song, from Scarlet, welcome Cheryl and Joe. Now, it's nice to have really big hit makers here, because Independent Love Song has been such a great hit for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. We're delighted to have you with us.
Liar.
All the way from Hull.
Yeah.
Tell me about this group. What do you like about this group?
Well, they're brilliant. They're fantastic, and they're so young, which makes me sound like an old crony.
Yeah.
But and I think it's fantastic. I think that sort of indie music, I think it's great that, you know, they've been given a crack at the Eurovision Song Contest. I think that's really good. A lot of people are into this music, and I think they're going to be great.
Well, it's good, because what are their ages?
They're between, the youngest one's 17 and the oldest one's 21, so that's pretty young.
Well, the Eurovision has never been known really as a repository of very young performers, but maybe we'll change all that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they've got loads of energy, they're great.
Yeah, good trend to start, I reckon.
Yeah, well,
We'd like to wish them loads of luck.
And we wish you, of course, continued success.
Thank you.
You're off to Stockholm next, and heaven knows where after that.
Globetrotting.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Cheryl and Joe. Now, at the end of the programme, we'll reprise all 8 songs plus the telephone number to dial. We'll make it very easy. And that's when we leave it all to you. And now, on to the composer of song number 6, One Gift of Love.
One gift of love, one drop of love.
Graham Watson's brother wrote a #1 for Robin Beck, but Graham isn't a professional songwriter.
Well, I'm a part-time lecturer from Bournemouth University. I teach on a course called Media Production. I've been a musician since I was a kid, and I've written some music, but this is the first one I've ever had published, so I'm really thrilled. Well, I was inspired to write the song for 2 reasons. First, it's a story of my encounter with leukemia, but it's also a tribute to a brave and determined woman called Shirley Nolan, who set up the Anthony Nolan Bone Marrow Trust. And it's my hope that if the song succeeds, it'll raise support for that charity. Well, since I wrote it, I think I can see wider implications. There's a lot of ambiguity in some of the lyrics, and it's a tender love song to my wife, I think, as well. There's a multiplicity of meanings there. Well, I really love writing. I love the form of expression of combining words and music and getting something effective and moving out of it.
Song number 6, Dear John, and One Gift of Love.
If I could touch your pain, if I could take this hurt away, this aching soul, this emptiness. I won't believe there's nothing left. I'll take you in my arms, and I hold your heart next to mine. I see your tears, I hear you cry. Those wasted years, too soon to die, my love. There's a way to give you hope, there's a way to look ahead. One simple act of giving and a little thing we share. There's a promise you can make, and it's something so small. What's easy for you is the greatest gift of all. One drop of blood, one chance for life, a healing hand, a selfless soul. These joining hearts, this kindness done, one sacrifice, one gift of love, one drop of blood. If I could touch your face, I'd only take this hurt away. This selfless soul, these joining hearts, this kindness done, one sacrifice, one gift of love. It's the way to give you hope, it's the way to look ahead. What's easy for you is the greatest gift of all, the greatest gift of all. One drop of blood, one chance for life, a healing hand, a selfless soul. These joining hearts, this kindness done, one sacrifice, one gift of love, one drop of blood, one chance for life, a healing hand, a selfless soul. These joining hearts, this kindness done, one sacrifice, one gift of love.
That was song number 6, One Gift of Love, and you'll be able to vote for it on 0891 447706. And we're delighted to welcome its supporter, one of the United Kingdom's last Eurovision Song Contest winners, Cheryl Baker. I mean, you don't change a lot, but you make me feel old, because I remember you winning it with Bucks Fizz in 1981, and that was in Dublin.
Yeah, 14 years ago. That was great fun, great days.
Yeah. Do you think that you've developed into a presenter, television presenter personality, and was it the Eurovision that did it for you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, without it, I would have been a shorthand typist, because that's what I was before. I'd have been sitting at home saying, oh, I wish I could do the Eurovision, because I used to love it, you see. I used to watch it every year. Yeah. It was Puppet on a String that made, you know, it gave me the ambition to do the Eurovision in the first place.
And what about this?
I think it's a tremendous song, and the band are so professional. It's a powerful song, and Julie sings it so absolutely brilliantly, doesn't she? Also, the fact that I know Graham wrote it because he had leukemia, he needed a bone marrow transplant, and so there's the sentiment of the Anthony Nolan Bone Marrow Trust. But aside from that, the song is too good to pass. You know, it has to win Eurovision, and it will.
You're an enthusiastic supporter, Cheryl. Thank you. We'll move on. Now we're in the home stretch. Crikey, only 2 more songs to hear before those telephone lines are thrown open to you. Now, next up, song number 7, the songwriters of Rainbows and You.
Rainbows and You was inspired by a songwriter from long ago.
I'm a big Al Jolson fan, and
he sung a song a long time ago called "I'm Always Chasing Rainbows," and I just always thought that it was a lyric I wanted to use, and then the thought of, you know, I think about my mother and stuff like that, and it was just a very sentimental, straight, normal song.
Yeah, John came across to my studio with maybe, I think it was maybe 2 lines, and we put it down, and it led us. Sometimes it leads us one way, sometimes it leads us the other way. It led us in the direction of a very conventional, standard section ballad.
Simon Spiro, the guy who's singing the song, he's got. I mean, he's not really that well known in this country, but he does a lot of work in America. But he's got a great voice, very soft, tender voice, which is perfect for the song. Records great, you don't have to do anything with him. And he's just, I mean, hopefully after this he'll be a lot more known.
Song number 7, Simon Spiro and Rainbows and You.
There's not a day I don't think of you. Every minute, every hour, in my own way. I know what I do, it's the price I pay. He tells you I'm a fool. He's not in love with you, and he can see the rainbows. I'm waiting for a sign, a letter or a line that comes from you. One moment out of time, I'm dreaming I will find a way to you. There may be times when people are cold and the world's a little older. Keep this in mind. If ever you fall, you remember me. Don't say that love deceives. That's not what you believe. I believe in rainbows and
Terrific singer. Song number 7, Rainbows and You. And as you saw, the number to call eventually will be 0891 44 7707. Supporting the song, we welcome Mike Reid. Mike, the last time we met here was when you were an acolyte to Gary Glitter and Children in Need.
That's right, yes, I had to dress as Gary.
And how you loved it.
I thought you hadn't spotted me. It was great fun.
Those high heels. Now, you're not only a presenter and a disc jockey, you're also a songwriter, considerable songwriter yourself. So, what attracted you to this?
Wonderful song, wonderful voice. I mean, Simon is so gifted in the vocal area. I mean, he has got a voice to die for. Wonderful control. To stand there on stage yourself and sing a great song like that must be fabulous for a songwriter.
And what about the Eurovision? Do you think that's, for the Eurovision, that's the right kind of song?
I think that will cut through every country. Everyone loves a love song. They're always the most durable. They're always the ones that are long-lasting. And he sings a love song like nobody else. I mean, for my money, Simon has got one of the best voices. I was going to say best undiscovered voices, but one of the best voices around. Wonderful control. I think that will cut through, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Mike Reed. We're on to our final song, Love City Groove and Love City Groove.
Wendy Douglas is one of Britain's top rap, hip-hop, soul DJs.
Love City Groove, what can I say? Absolutely wicked. It's a crossover tune, but it's funky, it's a club track as well. And it's amazing that this is going to be one of the contenders at this year's Song for Europe.
The reason why I decided to create the Love City Groove was I was listening to the radio a lot and constantly hearing American imported rap records, rap music, always about rather depressing subjects as well. And I thought, why doesn't someone create something that's A, British and is happy and is rapping about on a love tip or on a sort of high energy, summery sort of, you know, happy vibe. So hence Love City Groove.
One of the good things about rap is that you can use it to get any message across. It doesn't have to be about violence. And I really think with this track in particular, that proves it.
Well, I personally think that rap has had a bad name through the press and through groups that did come over. And I think now it's starting to get a bit softer with good rap, with the like swing and R&B.
The British music scene is very healthy talent-wise. You know, there's good music being made. There's a lot of talent out there. Unfortunately, it's not getting the exposure it needs.
Song number 8, Love City Groove, performed by Love City Groove.
Nah, baby, when I first saw your face, I saw you had flavor and I wanted a taste of this sweet thing. But now it's so much more, cause every day I'm thinking about what my baby has in store. Trust and believe, day to day, I never thought her, cause I used to have a dream girl, but now I'm found her and she's by my side. She's my pride, my all. 10 foot tall is how I feel, I never fall, I never fell, or what the hell. Yeah, I'll admit it, love was the target, and you hit it. So as I watch you sleep in the middle of the night, you open your eyes and I know it's so right. When the sun shines down on your body, I know I better make it love now. In the morning, when the sun shines down on your body, I know I better make it love now. In the morning, when the sun shines down on your body, I know I better make it love now. I better make it, I better make it. Yeah, I know how that sound. Now I've been to many places and I've seen many things, but nothing that I know could never make my heart sing like you do. It's like a voodoo, you know what I'm saying? Baby girl, I'm not playing. And I'm the one to rock your world, cause honey, yeah. In the morning, when the sun shines down on your body, I know I better make it love now. In the morning, when the sun shines down on your body,
That was song number 1. Radio 2, we join Terry Wogan live in Dublin